All right, so we are September 17th. We have a quorum, so I call the meeting of the Economic Development Commission to order at 6 o'clock. And I think first on our agenda, we have our discovery sessions. So we just go first, and that way they don't have to necessarily stick around for the rest of the meeting. And I think we've got the Indian Creek Yacht and Country Club that wants to talk to us about the American Junior Golf Association tournament. Is that correct?
That is
all right. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick introduction. My name is Barbara May. This is Karen Zimmerman, Kay Stout, and Andrew Giese, who is the head pro at Indian Creek Yacht and Country Club. First off, we're very excited to be here to talk to you about the American Junior Golf Association tournament that will be hosted at Indian Creek. It is now planned for June 22nd through 25th, 2025. We wanted to come to the commission now so that you all can ask us questions. We can ask you questions about the best way for Indian Creek, the committee, the AJGA committee at Indian Creek to partner with the Economic Development Commission in Northumberland. We're also working with Lancaster. We're working with Chamber, Lancaster by the Bay Chamber and other places. So we really want to make this a community event. I don't know if you all had the opportunity to read the handout that we got to Bob, but American Junior Golf Association says that they have data from many years that they've done their tournament that once there's a tournament here for once a year, in the year that it happens, the economic impact could be anywhere between $150,000 to $300,000 to the community. Now, I'm thinking that's the greater community in the northern neck here, but that's a pretty large economic, what we think is a very large economic impact and very positive for our community. So what we're here today is just to let you know we're having it, how we can partner with you all. I know Bob and I had talked earlier about Virginia tourism, some advertisements, some opportunities to get the word out. What we'd like to do is make sure that the businesses, the short-term rentals, and anybody else that might be intrigued, we're gonna have 96 young people coming for that week. They will be traveling with at least one parent, maybe more, maybe a whole family. We're not quite sure. They'll be staying in short-term rentals. I think Andrew in his previous jobs has said sometimes they come in RVs. They'll be going to the grocery stores. They'll be doing all those things. So what we wanted to make sure that the county is prepared so that when they come, they have a very positive experience. Yes, ma'am. We're open to questions.
When y'all haven't done this before, but Andrew, you've
I have, yeah.
before. So one of the things I was thinking, and again, it's just as Drew likes to say, spaghetti on the wall. When the folks sign up to come here, do they receive any kind of like welcome package, information about the county, where to shop, you know? Because we've got a heritage trail here, we've got history trail, we've got wineries, and between Lancaster and Northumberland always better, but between Lancaster and Northumberland, there's a lot, right, to do. You don't have, it can be mixed amongst the counties. Plus there's, you know, we've got Westmoreland, there's a lot to do around here. So is there an opportunity to provide information about county activities, or maybe create a booklet that could be sent to all the participants so they know where to go, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Potentially something we can do, and I would love to do that, make their experience great here. I'm just going on to the economic impact, I brought some pages from my old facility in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was included in that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, never mind.
Yep. No, that's good, because that's part of what led me to think about that.
Yeah,
So if you get like what's the initials?
AJG.
EDGA, it's a bad accent, EDGA, right? If you get like an EDGA coupon, right? You know how you remember you used to, I'm dating myself, but you know the big fat books we used to get?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could do coupon things.
Mhm.
So I'm not advocating for a ton of work. What I'm thinking is if you have different businesses that we could highlight in there, right? You might go here for, I would say margarita, but these kids can't drink.
Their parents do.
So,
Trust me, they do.
you know, have you done something like that before in your prior?
Yeah, we provided some businesses, some restaurants, some things to do, lodging as well in advance of the players coming. I mean, really, the sky's the limit on what we want to do on that aspect.
And we would look to you to help us do that because, I mean, you all are the experts in this.
But thank you.
Do you have a way of knowing what all the short-term housing opportunities are, for example? And the answer could be, I don't know, okay, so
Yeah, we don't.
it's gonna be primary.
It worked,
residence, okay.
just by way of example, last year, we brought in 144 players for the Virginia Women's State team matches, which was a much larger field, but not quite as big as the family travel.
Sure.
You know, this youth tourism really brings in the family travel, which is, you know, the real opportunity. And there was some concern about, do we have enough hotel rooms, short-term rentals?
Sure.
Not a problem at all.
Oh,
Not a problem at all. And these were some, you know, fairly demanding women across the state for where they were gonna stay. So that turned out okay. And really, honestly, it was just tap the app and make sure there were enough places. Getting the word out to them about the fact that it's, you know, this is not suburban Richmond. So you're not looking in a 5 mile. You gotta spread it out. You know, you got a multi-county, you know, way to look at it. But there's just absolutely no doubt that the family component here is big, and that's really what we've got to offer them from our locality, is that we're not suburban Richmond, right? We don't need the nearest strip mall. We've got heritage trails. We've got those other things that getting that word out, because it's summertime, intentionally, these families, and I have a wonderful chance to officiate a lot of these tournaments across the country. These families have a chance to spread out on either side, and do want to take advantage of that because I mean, this is an international golf tour, all right? You know, we will have a heavy concentration from the Mid-Atlantic, but also nationally that'll be in attendance. And so this is vacation for them.
sure.
And it's also a great opportunity, like we had last year with the women's state team matches, to have a lot of these women say, well, this is a gem of a place. This is a gem of a place in the future. Only, we'll let them move in when you're ready to sell yours.
Okay.
There you go. But right, you know, so
The hypocrisy of it all.
it's a long range game, right? You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But getting the sprint in for that information would be really, really neat. I think it would really solidify it being special.
One of the greatest pieces of propaganda I've seen for the area since I've been here was in the Wall Street Journal 2 weeks ago. Did you
Yes.
see that?
Yeah.
Front and center. I mean, if ever there was a big people of the year, that's it.
So we could highlight, so what I was thinking was, you highlight that, and then you say, hey, if you're interested in antiquing, right? Or if you're, what do you call it, the TikTok people that do the thrift shops, right? If you've got, like, if this is your niche, here, we have this for you. And so it would have to clearly be in partnership with what y'all are doing, and then also with the Lancaster team, because you wanna have this sent out as
In advance, for sure.
and again, if people are coming here in June, they're gonna need to make their reservations. Because there aren't a lot of places to stay, and you're gonna wanna make sure that they get that stuff in. So do you have, this may be a premature question, I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you have a sense on when such packets might go out? Because then we have to back up our planning tail to make sure we have stuff ready for it.
We'll defer that to Andy.
When they put their 2025 schedule out would be when I would assume that we would want to have all these things ready, which would be around the winter time. That's when they make a website live for the event when they can register.
So
Beginning of the
December,
year.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
right, so the solstice.
Pre-spring for sure,
Yeah, all
pre-spring.
right, so by January 1st, we gotta have it ready. Is that too late?
No.
No, February 15, March
Yes.
1.
Okay.
Okay, February 15th. And the other thing to remember, I'm sure it was in the materials, is it's not a one and done. We're hoping they're going to return for 3 years. That's their practice. So we'll learn a lot the first year, hopefully the next couple of years. it'll
And that's
be
our contract.
easier for us.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a contract for
3 years, yes.
My question is that can we have a table or a booth set up at the event?
How big?
Just this
We
side
can do as
right
large,
here?
3 times large, it's fine.
Okay, no problem, okay, so that we can
I
actually
mean,
have
it's
some of
probably
the
No,
packages
absolutely
and
not.
flyers and things of that nature.
Right.
So that they can actually pick up.
And
That's a
Yes,
great idea.
And yeah, that's a really good, yeah, for
Yeah.
those that haven't made advanced plans, yeah.
yes.
Right, nice, okay.
Barbara, you had mentioned in our conversation a couple of youth programs that are available. Could you
Yes.
state those again, some of the examples?
So the AJGA provides what they call a day in the life, and Andrew can help me this. And basically what it is AJGA staffs this event. So I just want to make sure that you all understand that Indian Creek is the host of this event. Indian Creek is not benefiting from this monetarily or any way other than, you're going to see the Indian Creek Country Club put on their website. A day in the life is designed for young people who might be interested in the game of golf, but don't necessarily want to be a player. We need people to be the agronomists. We need people who are the maintenance folks. We need people who want to learn how to run something, who are interested in starting their own business, whatever. And so you can shadow the interns that come in from AJGA. And we're hoping that we can partner with, the Boys and Girls Club, or, you may know of some others folks. So one of our requests is going to be, how do we talk to the folks in the school system? Because we'd also like to get the Indian Creek golf team out there the Northumberland golf.
Yeah, we can cover that. It just came from the school.
Yeah, the state,
It just came, we got that covered.
So we'd like to make sure that folks have the opportunity to do that kind of stuff and be involved in this.
Yeah, I can fix that one right now.
Well, one thing that was really important to the core of Indian Creek and the group that put this together, when you look at golf, look what we just said, Indian Creek Yacht and Country Club. It speaks to affluence and discretionary income, and golf has that scent. And what we're really about is following along with the mission of the AJGA, which is to increase the diversity in golf, there are Liberty ACE grant programs that help fund those whose families can't afford to travel and can't afford to fund this, so that there's an opportunity for all people to reach this great game that at least this set of people on this side really love and adore. Also to reach out to the community. I under my breath talked about the likely state championship Northumberland Indian golf team this year. Those guys are great. They shoot scores that are amazing. But none of them participate in the AJGA, and we will have some local exemptions to help bring some of our local kids. Lancaster's got a state title. Northumberland's in a deep chase this year for it. Bring some of our local kids in on exemptions. So that this, yes, we want to develop economically, but we also want to develop people and young people, whether, as Barbara was talking about, future golf industry workers or future golfers that may not fit that preconceived idea of what a golf family is like.
So I assume that you have spectators allowed,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you charge them to participate? So families of golf interested people here to go, we should encourage that.
And
as well.
encourage.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
This document contained a list of community descriptions, responsibilities. Was this included as an FYI, or is this something that you're looking for?
No, that is it. So that lets you all know that the tournament structure has
Okay,
been
this
set.
wasn't a, hey, we need you.
No.
All right,
However,
thank you.
there is an ask.
There are some things on there that we would hope that you all would help us with. Promotion chair. We have a chairperson who's been named, but we're gonna need you all's help, expertise to get the word out. And we can connect you with our.
Is it radio, is it newspaper?
Yeah, it's a radio.
How do we-
What's the best way to get?
Oh, we're gonna have to do all that for the job expo, so we'll have a list of that very shortly.
Are you all doing any social media notifications too? Because there's some really good community groups here that reach a lot of people and establish, ongoing information about the event as it's getting closer.
We can certainly, yes, our promotion, we will want to do that, we get our promotion chair hooked up. We just need to know who do we talk to and how do we get this far?
Yeah,
There's 4 community-based groups, essentially in the Northern Neck, based on your definition of the Northern Neck, even though there's some hostility about what that is. But,
We're not gonna fight that.
right, but what I have found, especially with something that you're trying to promote like that, it has to be repetitive, and you have to get it on there, delete the old one, put another one on there, keep it out in front of people, and I think that will help you a lot.
Yeah, we would like
We'll
to
get our
get involved.
promotional chair involved in all these things.
Have you connected with coaches for the local golf teams as well? Because they could be huge promoters for you.
Yeah, I've spoken, yes.
Okay, great.
Those two.
There is a partnership with the county that we need to provide on-site EMS services. Now, you know, that doesn't mean we need to build a hospital on site. But if we could coordinate with the EMS, and I'm looking at your hat.
I am retired.
Look at your hat.
I'm a has-been.
But if we could get pointed to the direction that would help us figure out the best resource allocation to provide these on-course, you know, services would be.
Cheap, that'd be cheap bulbs.
Yes.
We just connected.
Great.
And, you know, if there's an opportunity for them, I don't know, do EMTs have to have volunteer hours to do?
We're
I don't
all
know.
volunteers down here.
Okay, no, I just, you know, sometimes you have to put X number of hours doing certain things, we'd love to be, just to be able to. And Kay is gonna be she's handling all the medical things
So
for
who,
this.
so I've taken a couple tasks here. So one, we're gonna look at trying to pull together what I'm calling, for lack of a better term, coupon book. It's not a coupon book,
Yeah.
it's an information book,
Mhm.
okay? We need to try to have it ready, Melissa, you marked February 15th for my mind.
Yeah,
That's the-
February 15th.
Yeah, I'm gonna do January simply because I know I'll slip my deadline. We're also gonna connect with Chief Alderson so they can start recording early to make sure that you can get that covered. We're gonna connect you with, the right folks in the school. You've already got connections with the coach though, right? So do you need anything from us on this front?
I don't think
we'll
so.
there. I think we'll have a good day. Yeah.
Once we get our list of the things together from the career expo that we're doing in terms of where we're gonna place all our announcements, we're not paying for advertising for career expo, but we're gonna have announcements, so it's the radio station, the newspapers, you know, we can clearly provide all that. Dan, you've got, I don't do social media, I'll admit it. So if there's what you know about that, we can.
I can give them some of the sites that I think are successful here in the Northern Neck. There's some real good ones.
So what we can do is work through, if you guys don't mind, we can work through Robert,
That's
right, so that we don't have 15 people banging away.
Right,
So we will get our information to Robert, and then Robert knows who the right person is to connect. And then, just keep talking, right, as we move
Oh, yeah.
along, so that we are providing the type of support that we can, and making sure that we're doing the outreach, and connecting with the school. We'll get a table there when the time comes, and then we can also encourage, you know, community participation. Spectators, et cetera. Does that cover it, Robert? Did y'all have any questions?
I have a curveball question.
Uh-oh.
Approximately how much time on a day would the player and family be at Indian Creek versus off-site, looking for other extracurricular activities that may not be golf related, that we could find other items with other opportunities for them to explore?
5.5 hours or so on site. And as people come into new areas, especially one as scenic and beautiful as ours here, that there's gonna be opportunity for them to really experience the area here. So I think the more things we can do to highlight that, the better the player and family experience is.
Are you guys providing any kind of, are you working with Bay Transit at all on transportation, or is it all there, it's like self-sufficient transportation?
Self-sufficient usually.
Okay, I mean, that's fine, just asking.
Correct me if I'm wrong, does Indian Creek fall within the geographical boundaries of the town of Kilmarnock?
No.
No.
Northumberland County. It is
Northumberland.
Northumberland.
It's fine, that's right.
You remember where that part goes down real far south?
See, I did not know that. I
We all
really
live
thought that was there.
Mr. Ford.
Yeah. Good for you. The only reason I bring it up is a point of discussion, and it's food for thought, and I think, you know, we're so close to the militarized zone there. I was blown away today. It's the first time I went to Kilmarnock's municipal website. They do something that I couldn't find on any of the other websites, including ours. When you go to their website, first thing at the top that you see is upcoming events that's going on in that county.
Oh, neat.
And it hits you right in the face. I mean, that's the first thing you see on their website. So, you know, they may be interested where they would, you know, obviously there's gonna be people that are staying over there that are, you know, gonna wanna go there, there's huge shops and stuff like that too, so.
The address is Kilmarnock, but
Yeah,
it's
so,
not, yeah.
It's a special voting zone that has to be approved every year.
so we
So you-
are.
I don't vote in the
Good luck.
town of
Yeah.
Kilmarnock, even
We
though
go
it's
up to
my
the Potomac
address.
Yeah, right.
Dan,
We-
that's a
we're
good
working with
point too.
Susan
So
Thompson.
do you have like any press release, recent press release saying that it's gonna happen here
We have not gotten that.
We're gonna be working on that very shortly with the American Junior Golf Association. I've done it before. And they work with you on it, and usually I would be with the pro, I would be very much part of creating that.
Okay,
So it'll be happening very soon.
perfect. We could get that on our EDC website too, just notification. Kind of like what Dan was saying, won't be as up front and center as Kilmarnock's.
I'll tell you what, I was blown away by today. I mean, I think I would really encourage you all to talk to them. I'm sure, because it's probably going to benefit them
Mhm.
much more than it'll benefit us, from a business standpoint. It's well done.
Yes, we are working with Susan Cockrell, who's the town manager there, so yeah, and to Andrew's point about the PR and things, AJGA has, I won't call it a template, but they have ways that they like to do press releases and this, that, and the other thing, so it's not like we have to write them all ourselves or
Yeah.
whatever, so, that makes it a little bit easier for everybody, so.
Yeah, that's great.
I won't tell the tale. So, we're excited, I hope you all are excited too.
Very
Thanks, good.
Very
Thanks
good.
for-
Great,
yeah.
great for everybody.
Bringing us the opportunity and your willingness to partner with us. Yeah, perfect. All right, anything else?
Everybody good?
I'm sure there'll be many after them.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you all.
We'll be in touch.
Any conversations?
That's right.
Thank
that's
you.
All right, so, see ya.
Did I? You didn't know it either?
Appreciate it. Hey.
Wow.
Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.
right. Take care of your time. See ya.
Thank you.
Well, no, I've been there for it's beautiful golf course. I always thought it was in Lancaster.
It's in that weird section, yeah.
Is it really? I had no
It's like that
idea.
little zone, yeah.
Just FYI,
I didn't either.
as a vacation home rental, one of our marketing tools is the booklet that everybody was talking about for Thanksgiving. So I've already got it started on that.
So there already exists a booklet?
Yeah, we use it as marketing. Here's what the community's got to offer, and you can go off and do
Where
wine
does this booklet
tours.
exist?
Huh?
Where is this booklet? I'm sorry, I don't know about it.
Cheryl's got it because we run the vacation rental, and it's one of our marketing tools.
Oh, right.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm not. There's already a county booklet that exists.
It's one that they've created,
It's one that we created,
Okay, got
Cheryl
it.
and us.
All right,
so you can
Perfect.
utilize some of that material
right,
to do this
so
one.
it's a Maurice created, right, okay, perfect, okay.
Karen, there's this too.
Yeah, that one, I think we need to update a smidge, but yeah.
Yes, well, it
Yeah.
will be, but that's.
Oh, cool, yeah.
These are like the last. few.
And maybe this will be good to give them some material to come back because they're down at Indian Creek and there's no transportation.
No, it's all driving, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'd love for this to get on our QR code,
and they're coming on a bus, so.
because then if we have, like, if they send this stuff out in email, and you got a little QR code in there that pops up everything that's going on in Northumberland.
Mhm.
So I know we already have the QR code we used for the kayak brochure. Let's take a look at it and see if there's anything, if that can be repurposed for this, because that would be an awesome digital presence. Lisa, your turn. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you, good to see you
Thank you,
again.
nice to see you all too. With regard to the need for updating this, I don't know what you had in mind, Karen, but I don't know if you're aware, but this is a pay to play.
Ah,
This is why it will be by nature incomplete.
there we go, never mind.
So, but yes, it does need to be updated, it will be updated, but, it doesn't get updated that much because we have the similar people who are willing to pay into it and other people are not. So.
Got it.
It is
Okay.
by nature exclusionary. And that's true for the website as well.
Got it.
Because the counties, when the tourism effort was first developed in 2008-9, when it went from being a nonprofit, which had failed, to being put underneath the Northern Neck Planning District Commission, the counties felt that they wanted more say in how tourism was promoted, and they also wanted more private stakeholders' skin in the game. So I can't give any freebies or anything else, which is how it is, so.
Do we pay?
Yes, the
Okay.
county pays $7,500 per year, along with the 4 other counties of the Northern Neck. We include King George as part of the Northern Neck National Heritage Area, to that point, so. But yeah, the counties pay $7,500 a year, the towns are voluntary at $500, some towns pay, some towns do not. some towns pay more. And then the individual businesses are asked to pay $125 per year.
This is to be
In this and.
Can I see it? I don't
Yeah,
think I've
sure,
ever seen it.
absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, I didn't know.
Sure, yeah, I know, it's not immediately transparent. If anybody else wants any, you all.
$20.
Okay. So I just, I didn't intend to go into all of that, but since, Karen asked, it was a great segue to.
Where are they distributed at? I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere.
These are distributed primarily out of the area. They're distributed at all 11 Virginia Welcome Centers and on request, through our
okay.
website. And also, we pay to put them up 95 and 301 and Gateway areas to the north.
We had some in the library,
Yes, and they tend to go.
yeah, it was just very quick.
But yeah, so yeah, the welcome centers are we keep them stocked.
Just one other question, I'll leave it, won't bother you again, but is this open to private businesses to
It's,
pay to play in this?
we beg. I just issued my begging letter last week. It's right here.
And that goes out to all the local businesses?
I have a mailing list, but I'd love to be able to go door to door, it's just a matter of time, and this is a little form.
Sure.
I brought a bunch of them in case you all know of businesses that were interested.
What does it cost for them to advertise it?
It's $125, well, the advertising is, are there only 6 ads? 8 ad spaces, but 6 because of some had double. But the listings are $125 each. The actual ads are $650 or $1,200. These are $1,200 ads.
And what's the circulation?
We print about 30,000 of them.
Wow, and a lot of those at the welcome centers?
Yeah, well, yeah, welcome centers get huge chunks of them. Our 64 that New Kent for this area is your low hanging fruit. And then Fredericksburg as well, but they're all. And also municipal, like Virginia Beach, visit Virginia Beach or visit whatever, all the little, those requests, and they distribute them as well. Culpeper, Manassas, this, all these random ones that are not, they're visitor centers. I don't distribute for others because I don't have space. I just have my brochure racks, and the Northern PDC are limited to stakeholders in the Northern Neck. So if somebody comes in and got a wall of Northern Neck, winery, different individual wineries, the tavern here, Greenville Footprints Museum, Farm Museum. So and whoever wants to put stuff in there. Now it's no charge. So yeah, I am Lisa Hall from Northern Neck Tourism. And I was going to talk to you about various things going on with tourism. Yes, this is, and what precipitates my begging letter every year, actually, is the press release. It was just issued last week, and it was in the local newspapers about visitor spending. I don't know if you all saw that.
Yes.
And that, I was going to sort of drill down a little bit because.
Data.
Sorry?
Data.
I made it big. And what I do, we are in the Chesapeake, Virginia has whacked up the state into different tourism regions, Central Virginia, Chesapeake Bay, Coastal Virginia, Eastern Shore, Blue Ridge, whatever. We are Chesapeake Bay, so we are thrown in there with the Middle Peninsula. So, but all I care about is the Northern Neck, the 5 localities of the Northern Neck. So I take the economic impact data and take out my 5, and so I can see where we are, where we've been, where we're going. I hope. What is very interesting to me, and to point out, particularly for Northumberland, is that, okay, we're going along great, hit 2019, all good, 2020, everybody cratered. What's interesting to me for Northumberland, you recovered in 2021, okay? There's a lot of other bigger localities, Richmond, Arlington, Fairfax, whatever. They're just recovering now. They're all crowing like, oh, we're in 2023, we finally reached, beyond the 2019 numbers. And the reason is that so many of the assets here and the decentralized hotels, the idea that they're Airbnbs and it's outdoor recreation, everything is very sparse, we're not densely populated. And what we don't have is major hotels and conference centers where the meeting markets and the golf tournaments and everything else, and sports tourism just went down the tubes because nobody was gathering in large groups. And we never had large groups to begin with, and we still pretty much don't. So we were essentially not affected by that part of, we obviously, 2020 had the dip because everybody was sent home. But in terms of coming roaring back in 2020 and exceeding 2019 numbers almost immediately out of the gate is because we have those.
We're used to doing social distancing here.
Yeah.
Right.
We live that way.
Yeah, right.
How is that data, how is that data acquired, and then how is that data validated that it's accurate data?
This is from tourism, they hire a firm called Tourism Economics. And I particularly am partial to the direct visitor spending as opposed to the indirect. Which extrapolates, jobs and how many people might employ and the state tax that they would pay on their income and, kind of goes further down the line, it's very interesting, but I think the direct visitor spending is what visitors are spending in your locality who live 15 miles or more from home. Now, who does that include here? Second homeowners, okay? So second homeowners are in these numbers and considered tourists because when they swipe their card at the gas station, Fairfax is 50 miles away. And so that they are considered, that spending is considered tourism spending, even though they may also be paying real estate taxes.
I see. So the data is just gleaned over from
It's 50 miles or more from home for any reason.
spending.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't account for cash spending or anything like that.
No, I don't see how it could.
No.
I
Yeah,
don't see how it could.
yeah, and it really could, is there any way that you can correlate their spending via credit card through a third-party manager like Airbnb, for example, for lodging?
They do not release, Airbnb used to release information. I saw it in Virginia Business, 2018, 2017, they released by locality, what was going on locally, and they stopped doing that,
Yeah,
and they don't do that anymore.
well, that's why I asked the question, because I already knew the answer, and the reason why I'm just curious more than anything, because Maurice and I have talked about this when that other lady that was here with data on that, I don't see it. I do not see it.
Laura Messer, did Laura?
I think what's her name?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Laura.
yeah, very nice lady.
Yeah.
Wasn't
She's
no
from
critique,
Virginia.
just an
Yeah,
observation.
she would have given you the same, these are Virginia.
Yeah, that, and I guess what I'm just saying, just for food for discussion is,
Yeah.
I don't, being on the ground, knowing a lot of people here, knowing people have Airbnbs, talking to them, I don't see it, I don't see
But
it.
I think when they swipe at the grocery store and, it's all the spending by people who live.
We don't have the
50
zip
miles
code on their credit card.
Absolutely, and that's, my only point with that is, I don't think that in and of itself is reliable, solid data.
Why?
That's all I got.
Because I can tell you, I probably know 20 people on my road that don't live here. And
So
they-
are you saying it's understating? but actually
No, I don't think it is
understating?
accurately representing what we're trying to figure out is about, are people actually coming here under the definition of tourism, or are they people like I was for 20 years that would just come and visit?
Yeah.
And I use my it's still, like right now, okay, your data probably represents me as a tourist because all my banking is done, or a good deal of it's done through banks in Northern Virginia.
Maybe, no, the banks are.
No, it's your
maybe
billing
address,
address, your
it's your
credit
home
card.
address.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If
yeah,
your home address is here, then you would not be counted in that.
okay,
But, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I wish there were a way we could filter out,
yeah.
the second homeowners from the resident and, from tourists, from true, what you were talking about is true tourists.
So there's a little bit of conundrum there.
Right.
I own 2 homes. My second home is here also, and it's a vacation rental.
Right.
So I'm
So
not
if
the
you guys can
tourist.
figure out a way to do that, I think she'd love it.
Um,
The problem is, there's no way to know if somebody's coming into here from, like you just said, if their zip code, billing zip code is another county, we don't know if they have a second home here, if they're staying in an Airbnb,
Yeah.
if they're at a campground, if they're down here visiting friends. To your point, Dan, there's no way to know that, but
No, there
No,
was
Jack,
at
yeah.
one time, is kind of where I was going, and that
How-
was in 2012, there was a group known as the Northern Neck Vacation Home Rental Association, and there was a group of a whole bunch of vacation home rental operators, trying to keep Northumberland County from banning it.
I remember that.
That was my group. And what we did was we got all the vacation home renters to poll their renters, because you keep track of them. It's not like they disappear. They go home. You can send them communications and ask for what did you spend? Where did you spend it? And we did that. And we
did that
found
cover
out
campgrounds and people visiting friends too, or just the homeowners?
it was, our scope was just what our business model was. So it was
Okay.
just the vacation
So it's
rental.
just vacation rental.
And we discovered that, every year tourists spend multiple millions of dollars in this area. Multiple millions of dollars, way above and beyond what they're paying for rent. So it's,
I
Lisa,
love that data, and I miss it terribly, and I remember that fight, and the best thing about it was the data that came out of it, was self-reported.
You know, here, again, this
does
is.
that break down to what areas of tourism is influential, if you will, for here?
Yeah, like recreation, whatever,
Yeah.
yes, it does, but not this particular spreadsheet.
No, okay.
I can send that to you.
Yes,
I just
please.
didn't- Okay, that's fine, yeah, it's all on VATC.
Oh, is that one that she's the, okay.
Oh,
It's,
It's the same
Virginia,
site?
they just released the locality data last week,
Oh, so it's
So,
brand
yeah,
new,
that's
okay.
for 2023, shall we say.
an observation is I recall when we were getting ready to do the ARPA tourism push, and we invited all the marinas, and we were sympathetic to them potentially not having good business during the pandemic. They said that was probably our best business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They said they really,
Absolutely.
really didn't have an issue.
That's more than 60.
Exactly. Open waters, definitely.
You know, one part of the glass half full sort of thing, and again, this is something more recent I privately talked about. You know, it's a shame, hindsight being 2020, and I think it can still be fixed. You know, with the short-term rental licensure that we have and the annual inspections that are there. I know we have found out that they cannot subjugate that money that apparently the 2% hospitality tax is going into the general fund, but if there was a way to capture that data, I think that could really be important information. You would really know, you know, the pulse check of the health of what's going on here. Because I mean, those are hotels.
The commissioner of the revenue talked to me, we talked about that. He
Right.
said they are protecting it so seriously, he can't crack it, but he said the same thing. Incredibly useful if we.
Incredibly, and I personally believe it can be done. It's like everything in life. It's, you know, it's the desire and the resource to capture that information. What kind of information would you like to collect? I just think that, frankly, I would not necessarily be interested in the dollar figures of it. I would be interested in figuring out how many days they're rented.
Airbnb reports.
that
you
shouldn't
know,
be
that's-
hard to.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
You don't even
Especially,
have to own.
and
the
again,
website.
in all objectivity, since it's really an honor system, it's really an honor system, so the quality of the data is still gonna be, it's not gonna be 100%.
It's never gonna be perfect.
Okay, so Lisa, can we get, because we're running our time, and I
I'm
want to make
sorry.
sure that I want to make sure that you're getting to the point that
Okay.
you wanted to chat about,
All
because
right.
we can talk data until the cows come home, I love
Okay.
it.
Well, just quickly, on another time.
You're not out of time, keep going.
The Northern Neck National Heritage Area, you're aware that we were designated National Heritage Area in 5 counties, Northern Neck. And the happy thing is the National Park Service, I don't have physical copies yet because I haven't printed them, but they just redid their brochure that's gonna come out, and we are on the map.
Yay,
So,
thank you.
It's the same thing as one of them.
Yeah, that just happened last year in July, right?
Well, we were designated in January and
Okay.
yes.
But good, we're on
And
record.
so we're still in the middle of the management planning process. There's gonna be a big regional exchange, October 29th. You all are welcome to attend.
I don't know what a regional exchange is.
Well, it's a new thing,
Oh,
just
okay.
for heritage areas. And there are gonna be several sessions, interpretation, economic development, and heritage tourism is a big one. And let's see, marketing, telling the story, youth outreach, et cetera, et cetera. Lots of different sessions from 1 to 5 at Lancaster Community Library on October 29th. You all will be welcome. It'll be publicized, I'll be press releases close to the time, but you all are welcome to attend. I'm trying desperately to work with both schools, Lancaster and Northumberland, to get student note takers, because we need note takers for each session, which would be great, or college students, anybody who can either do notes on a laptop or
record it.
scribe. Yeah.
Then you said Lancaster Community College?
No.
No, it's at Lancaster Community Library. It's the second floor of the library, and we have our consultants coming in from all over the country to help facilitate these sessions and the point of it is to get citizen input onto this ginormous management plan that we're supposed to be putting together, which will have to be approved by the Park Service and the Department of Interior before we can spend any money on actually doing things in this area. So it's quite a process, but we're powering through it. And so, okay, that's one thing. Back to Virginia Tourism, Laura Messer was here. We, Northern Neck Tourism, got a Drive Outdoors grant that includes 2 little pieces for Northumberland County. I wanted to be aware of that. $10,000 to gravel a parking area for the new park in Callio. And $5,000 towards gravel to improve the parking area at Lodge. I think we decided Lodge, so we're at Lodge Landing for public access. So anyway, those are gonna be coming to the county. There was another $5,000 that is gonna go to Minokins for their paddle event that they had, so it's $20,000 total, but 15 and is gonna end up coming here.
Yay!
But
So,
it was 10,000 for the park in Callio for the.
yes, for graveling.
Gravel.
Yes, for.
And then fixing the
And
parking
Five
lot.
thousand.
$5,000 largely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you know, the whole thing of this, the whole bit about what he's talking about, with the numbers, drive outdoors, outdoor recreation is what the Northern Neck has to offer, and making that more accessible to everyone, to all communities, is really a huge priority of the tourism community and also the heritage area, so.
Thank
That's keeping on with that. And then we just got another drive, we're gonna be hearing another drive program, we just got awarded. So there's gonna be a community workshop and y'all be invited. So there's that to be, well, that hasn't even been kicked off yet, we just got notified. The only other critical thing is the Northern Neck 250th. Please say this logo means something to you. Anyway.
Yeah. It's been in the newspaper, there's been sessions on it, there's been, I don't know, there was a whole series this summer, like 3.
Yes, thank you, there's a speaker series, okay. What's going on in the fall is the Power Play Symposium, and it's my bias that the Northern Neck is understudied academically,
Grossly.
environmentally, architectural history-wise, historically, et cetera. That people do not know enough about who we are and our importance in the founding of the nation and the environment with the Chesapeake Bay, et cetera, to really, that we need to get our game on that way. So, the first academic symposium, we're gonna start with the indigenous population, indigenous history, indigenous culture, and move through history, and then I'm hoping this will be the beginning of this whole exercise, and we can eventually have environmental ones, maybe pairing with Longwood at the Belle Isle Center for Environmental Education up the road at Whole Springs Farm. Lots of different ideas on future environmental or academic symposium. And these, we have a good bit of William and Mary coming to this. We have professors from Tech, from the College of Southern Maryland, St. Mary's College. So this should be a really, really high-end symposium, and it's 2 days. The low cost of $25 for the whole thing. It includes a reception and a continental breakfast and a lunch, and also pre-conference paddling and a medicinal walk at Catholic Creek. So.
What's the capacity?
80. I haven't put that out there because I'm gonna cut off,
Yeah.
limbs. But anyway, so, and we just opened up, registry, we had registration open to the tribes first, and then, registration is now open to the general public, and travel members, enrolled travel members, are free of charge. So, this is what we've got going on with that, and we're looking at doing another speaker series if funding allows next, winter.
Is this a copyrighted logo?
No, I mean,
For branding, what I'm thinking of is if we have the opportunity to post this on our EDC website, it'd be nice to have this
go
logo
for
and
it,
start letting people
yeah.
affiliate
Oh,
this
yes.
with what's going next.
Yes, absolutely, and just, so, since you all are sort of in the fold of economic development and all of that, we started this before we were designated as a national heritage area, we were already in that process. But the whole idea of this 4-year commemoration for us, 24 to 27, or the commemorative years that the steering committee decided, was basically, this is how to be a heritage area. This is sort of our how to work together, how to collaborate, how to co-promote, how to really make it all happen. And so this was in place, and then we were designated, we were like, okay, so the two processes are sort of mutually reinforcing, but also kind of how we onboard the region together. It's good.
And it's a 2-day symposium?
It
or
is,
each one?
it starts the afternoon of November 1st, it's Friday, starts at 1 o'clock with the paddle and the walk, medicinal walk. And then there's a keynote and a reception, then everybody goes away and they come back in the morning.
Perfect.
So, and it should be really interesting. Yeah, you have some good folks coming. Do you all have any questions for me?
I have one question, not related to that, but in discussing grants, I don't know what the needs are for Indian Creek. My thought would be, not that we need to pursue it for them, but my thought would be that are there grants that you could think of that they could pursue?
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk to you offline.
Yeah, it'll be Virginia Tourism Marketing. But I don't know to what,
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent, my cards, yeah, you know, right? I don't know to what extent they are already in the tourism fold. In Creek, they need to, become part of it, which is free. It's free for a business to be listed on Virginia.org. I thought when they were talking that once they get this event and it's blessed by the host organization, that they should add it to Virginia, the state tourism website, as well as my website, and create a Facebook post and a Facebook event
Mhm.
that then to be shared throughout the community.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Yes, there are things.
Lisa, can I ask one question that's, and the only reason I'm asking it is because it ties into something I want to talk about with the other commissioners tonight. Are you familiar with a program called County Bucks that was done in Warsaw?
Warsaw, yes, sir.
It's,
I work in Warsaw.
okay, it's my understanding that was done for 3 years, is that right?
Mhm.
And it's my understanding it was done with grant money, is that right? Not municipal funds?
I don't know.
How do we
I
find
didn't
that out?
know that it was done. I did not know that it was done.
Well, that's why I asked you, because I figured if anybody would know,
You should
that's
talk
grant.
to- You should talk to Joseph Quisenberry.
Okay.
I think he was there then. I also thought it was Richmond County, but maybe, I think it was Richmond County who did it, maybe Hope.
I did a little research on it. You're correct, it's Richmond County, but it was largely for the
Yeah.
existing businesses.
So,
in
Richmond
Warsaw.
County, so, I guess that would have been Morgan Quick back in the day. But Hope Mothershead was there at the county, and she's county administrator now, and she might know.
Do you remember
I
offhand what
do
the,
not think it was, I can't imagine it was grant funded.
well, it didn't sound right to me, that's why I
I don't
asked you.
think it
Yeah,
was.
so do you remember what annual, how much money it was annually?
No idea, I didn't pay much attention.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for all the
Oh,
support.
thank you, of
Oh my God,
course.
with the, we're gonna talk about busing later, everything, no, thank you so much for everything.
You're awesome.
Last pitch, one
Yeah.
last pitch, that it's nothing, this is what we do for non-moderate income people who need second income lots.
Oh,
Northern Neck has a program to do this.
didn't know that.
And, if you all know of people or can put them in county offices, I'll let you know. But yes, yes, and if you have to be qualified, income qualifying and live in their home. But we do have space in the program, and when the money is gone, it's
God,
gone.
there's hundreds of people.
Do we, does Jackie have one with ESS?
Not sure.
Yeah, they certainly know about it.
They know about it.
I would think.
Is this grant funded?
Yes.
Is there a significant amount of money for?
Unfortunately, no, and when it's gone, and there's usually a lag time between the grants. You know, there may be another round, it's been a long time program, but there tends to be a lag, and it's unfortunate because people are often in need when we don't have money, so we do have money. The grant, it's due December, and so I just wanted to make sure that people who need it get a hold of it.
That is so interesting. There was a lady literally begging on the Northern Neck Community Facebook because her septic tank was overflowing and she didn't have money to have it pumped out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I might have actually added a link, it was on the community forum, I think I might have linked our site.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, is that something that you think will be funded annually or?
Yes, but like I said, there's for whatever reason, a lag between the time we get under contract. So it's your DEQ. Department of Environmental Quality. If you all have any.
Thank you.
Lisa, I
Yeah.
have kayak literature.
Well, it's just that because of.
Oh, you do?
What do they do to your pay?
Where are they? Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can get it.
Because it's a LMI area, so
The
that's the
chairwoman's not
reason
paying
why it
attention.
lags, because people want income.
Bob has a
They want
question.
income in order to do it, so.
Karen, may I take a pause and escort Lisa out there so I could give her some kayak?
Yes,
Yes.
kayak, we want to do kayak for.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
And I have other kayak literature for.
All right, we're good.
Thank you all.
And Lisa, as you're walking out, can you tell me, do they want like a pay stub, a W-2? What do they
Yes.
want as far
Yes.
as income?
They need, proof of income and proof of home ownership, and that's all you need to qualify.
Okay. So they
Thank you,
need a deed
Lisa.
and a pay stub.
A pay stub or DSS, if they get something from social services, social security, whatever they
Okay,
have.
okay,
Make it work.
okay, sounds good.
Pause that.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
We'll pay for a few minutes.
Wow, there's so much information.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you soon that, do you want to do roll call on agenda? I'm just,
Make sure we're here.
yeah.
Let me
I mean,
do,
just-
all
just
right, so,
roll
we don't
with-
need Robert here for that, so,
Right.
agenda review, is there anyone that would like to make a motion to change the agenda, or can we approve it as is?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Okay. All right, so the agenda is approved. Just a second. Minutes for the August 2024 meeting. Did anyone have any changes or edits that they needed to see in the minutes?
Negative.
Okay, I'll take a motion to,
Motion to approve.
Second.
all in favor? All
Aye.
right, done.
Did we vote on the agenda?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
No,
she didn't.
no, we
We had a
didn't.
motion
We took
and
a
a
motion and a second. All in favor of approving the agenda? Thank you.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Drew.
You're welcome.
Drew Sharp.
Keeping us honest.
Gotta keep it honest, okay. All right, we'll start with the commissioner's
You
corner.
want to wait for Bob to be back for that part?
Yeah, I guess we need to, because he's gotta capture, plus if there's any questions for him. All right, so we took care of what we could. Oh, I heard the door, we're good. Here we go. All right, commissioner's corner. We're back, we're still recording, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, Maurice.
Last week was the Northern Neck Regional Jail Board meeting, and I had occasion to have a discussion with the superintendent. One of her topics for the meeting was that there's statewide, there's a problem, but in particular locally, finding beds for mental patients that are trying to get back in line with what their day-to-day needs are supposed to be so that they can be reintegrated back into the system that incarcerates them. So Sparky up here in my head had this thought that, well, we've got this worn out jail system over here that's sitting across the grass over that way. And it's gonna cost a lot of money to tear it down, or it's gonna cost a lot of money to refurbish it. Perhaps looking at things like what it's gonna cost to do that, what it would cost to staff appropriately, what are the actual requirements from a regulatory perspective. A number of things would have to come together, but the bottom line is that if it was converted into a facility that could help fill that need, it's also billable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's, in my mind, it's worth looking at. I asked her to send me some information so I could get smart on the topic to the best degree. And it certainly wouldn't be something where you could throw a switch and suddenly you've got income at the county. It would take years to execute a plan.
Richmond County does pretty good with it.
Cool, what I heard you say is you're leading the initiative, you'll do the write-up, perfect. That's what I heard.
Yes, ma'am.
Love her.
I got another.
Okay, Ben.
Oh, it's my turn.
Welcome back.
Thank you. If anybody wants to hear about my, my 5 and 6 kidney stones in each kidney, I'll happy to tell you after meeting.
Been there, done that, no, thank you.
Okay, it's fun, it's not fun, that's for sure. No, I do have a couple things just for everybody's enrichment and education. I wish it was better news, it is not. As I like to do, I try to go and meet with the business owners and talk to as many of them as I can in between sessions. Do this right here to see what they're doing. We lost another building, another business, the Calio Coffee trailer Jubilee. She closed it down. I spoke to her in depth. Adriana's done just a wonderful job, deserves a lot of credit. She spent a tremendous amount of her own money, and it from her own words, it just got so much into her pocket that she was working to sustain the business and employees were there, so she had no other choice than to close that. So with that into the mix now, the town of Calio now has 10 vacant commercial buildings, which gives it the dubious honor of having more vacant commercial space than it did prior to the revitalization.
So what is the revitalization committee, what are they looking at then?
Well, I don't know, because I'm not.
Calio Hometown Association is still active.
They're more focused on the park. They're more focused on the park, so they're really not to do there. I just wanted to try to glean some data as to, okay, why is this occurring? Is this something that we can do something vis-a-vis the county through incentive programs or something to throw a life preserver to some of these things, since it's such a small business area anyhow. And it really is, and I was sharing this with Maurice, I spoke to Roger Hale with the Calio Brewing Company, which is a staple for there. He's great people. Him and his wife Susan work very hard there. And I asked him, has he noticed a decline? Because living there and going through that town 20 times a day, I have noticed a substantial reduction for months now in vehicles. There's not vehicles in that town. They're driving right through.
They're not anywhere.
Yeah.
All businesses
And that's exactly it.
All this, we're in it, we're on it.
He is contending that he believes it's nothing to do with the county, so that's good news. It is all expendable income. A sad example, and it's just off the record, I went there to patronize because they had root beer Friday night and listened to a wonderful band. And there were 13 paying customers in there. I mean, it didn't even cover the band thing.
It's not unique to this area.
No, it really isn't. But one thing that talking to Roger, and the reason why I asked Lisa that question, Roger told me that, and I didn't know anything about this county bucks thing that Warsaw did. And I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. Are you familiar with that? Okay, it was news to me too, guys. So I started digging on the internet and finding it. And for a couple of years now, Warsaw, and again, it's an apple and orange, it's an incorporated town, not a county administrative form of government. They have offered these, bucks. And it's basically anybody within that community can go to the administrator's office and get a book a $50 coupon to go to local businesses to help support ongoing revenue. And they time it based on what I read. it seems like it comes in the dead of winter. You know, they put it, they can be used through, it's issued November and they can be used through January. But the question becomes, how did they fund that? Did they fund it with municipal funds? If so, is that something that we need to, you know, have some sort of liaison with them to find out how did they do it legally? How can it be done? Is it even worthwhile looking to try to help some of the businesses? Roger contends, because he printed them up for them, that they were substantial and that it, and, you know, talking to business people there, that it did help them a lot. So it might be just something that, you know, that we want to look at too. But again, tied to that, and this is, again, I don't know that anybody can fix this. We have a gentleman by the name of Danny Tomlin who bought, have you met him?
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple
Yeah,
times.
Really, really
Oh,
nice
he
guy.
came here, yeah, he wanted.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. He bought what was the old apartment building in
Uh-huh.
Calia. And I sent a message to him through Lisa Dietz that I would, as his commissioner, I'd like to speak to him and see what his business plan was like and how's he doing? Is he getting, good vibes from everything? And I had a really, really eye-opening discussion that so this is not accusatory, it's just bringing information to everybody's toolbox. He proceeded to tell me that his plan was to, preserve the existing apartments and have a commercial presence down below. He wasn't originally sure what that commercial presence was going to be, but he was approached by some local folks from Eastville that wanted to do a daycare center in there, which would have been great. Anything we get, people to come into that town to do that. And they were very close to getting to the lease component of it. And the people backed out because they told him, and again, we have to give this, they told him this, okay?
And you're repeating it publicly for.
Yeah, absolutely. They told him that they were given incentives by the town of Warsaw to come there instead. So I don't know what the incentives are, but I think the thing that's important as a body for us to know is that, Warsaw has done a very good job of incentivizing businesses to go there. I don't know that any of us here know the dynamics of that, the
So
legalities.
we've reached out twice to try to meet with the city manager.
And they wouldn't.
And it's just never come to fruition.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 times.
Yeah.
Because that's on the list of things to do, is to try to figure out what they did. And again, taxes aren't gonna, we're not gonna have an influx of tax money for that. But
Right.
that's been something Robert and Lynn have been trying to get a meeting with the town manager and the county developer since probably March.
Yeah.
But we just haven't hit the right button yet.
Yeah. Well, you will. You
No,
will.
I mean, we're happy, I'm sure be invited, Robert, if you hear anything.
No, I'll ask.
I just don't know, how busy they are, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, we're just not, we connected once and they wanted to meet on one day and it didn't work and then the connection fell through, so I think we need to reinvigorate that last email to Robert.
Well, I think the thing that you said too, I just think it's everywhere. It's a tough time for business, but I just think it's interesting tools for the toolbox.
And we do still have that county fund where it was a small amount of money that was gonna be given out, and loans haven't been paid back, and I know it's on our to-do list to do the analysis and figure out what's going on there, that hasn't, there's just, I don't have much time to look at it as I'd like to, so, yeah. And a daycare in Warsaw is a lot different than a daycare here, so if they've got an incentive to do there, they're not,
It's very unattractive for people that live in.
yeah, they're not coming here, yeah. So if,
Well, the other thing that crossed my mind is that I'm certain, Drew could probably speak to this, I'm certain it would be quite difficult to make sure you met all the state and local regulations on that when you do it commercially.
federal too.
Yeah,
It's gonna be, the local side isn't gonna be anything compared to state.
right.
That's the.
Right. But that's all.
Thank you.
I spoke with the same gentleman this week again, and Robert, you have spoken with him before, and he did state that he wants help. He wants Northumberland County to assist him with renovating this building. And I told him it's not going to happen. You have to be a non-profit organization involved. That way. He said he has private investors, but that's funds he have to pay back. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but because, I understand you came to Cali when you purchased it, but, unfortunately, if you don't have a 501c3,
Right.
then you're not gonna get any assistance, and even if you did, you're still not gonna get so much from the county.
I tell you, he's done a wonderful job on the building, looks
Yeah.
really good.
Because, I think the one bedrooms are going for what? 900?
I think, I was talking to Greg Muse, he said, I think it was something like that,
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah, so, I mean, rent is, pretty expensive here.
Yeah.
You know, now. And the other thing that I had was, I did speak with the lady on the email from Habitat. I did, speak with her, and she wanted to know as far as with the repairs, because some of the homes that they have completed, the people need repairs for the homes that Habitat for Humanity has completed, and she wanted to know, based on the project that we're working on for the grants for home repair, you know, what was the criteria? And I was telling her that you have to send us right now, we're not meeting again until, I think it's mid or end of October. So right now, what we're doing is loading the homes in the database so that we can actually do some of the repairs and send off for the grant. So.
Wait, who's we in this case? Is this the partnership we have with the Habitat, or is this
No,
your group?
no, this is with,
It's with the planning district commission.
This is the
Yeah.
grant, yeah,
Right.
I
so
remember
I
now.
was telling her we
Yeah, yeah,
had
that
that
grant,
grant.
The one
okay.
that
That
Jerry
they-
Davis brought up
That's
at
the
the board
one,
meeting?
yep,
Okay,
yep,
all
yep,
right,
that's
yeah.
the one.
That's
Okay,
the
thank
one.
you for the refresher.
So therefore, she can send me the home address and the pictures, and
Okay.
right now, we're putting the information in the database. And we'll meet in October, and I'll update her from
Okay.
there. She says that some of the customers, you know, they, you know, some of them just pay their mortgage and they don't want to be bothered, but, and I understand that too, but you asked for
Right.
information for repairs, so if they want it, they can, you know, send me the information and I'll put them in the database and update you as we go along. So that took place, and what else do I have? Interest rates are coming down. So that's a good, 30 years at 5.25 now. Yeah, so that's really a lot better. I mean, I came into business when it was 13%, so this is all right for me. But that's all I have for right now, and you can go.
Melissa, can I just ask a question real quick about back on the Mr. Tomlin?
Yes,
Did he ask for a grant, or was he inquiring about the, that low interest business loan that was offered? That I think there's still money in there, Drew, isn't there? There, I think, last I heard, it was like 30,000 or something like that.
That's the fund I was just talking about.
But he would be eligible for that to apply
That's
for
like-
that.
yeah, that's only 5,000.
It's not even that much. It's like for beautification stuff, yeah.
No, we have the beautification grant and we have the new business.
New business,
Yeah,
new
that
business.
Yes, too.
That's the program that the requirements have been updated, that,
The $5,000,
Yeah.
and you have to be turned down, you have to show that you've been turned down by a bank, is one of the criteria, I remember. But if he just purchased a building, I don't think he'd just been turned down by a bank.
You could be right, but I remember that program well, because I know when I owned the brewery building, the brewery guys applied and got a $15,000 component of that for a new startup business, and they weren't turned down from the bank.
Okay, it wasn't.
So
from-
I don't
it
remember
probably,
that.
it may not have been from the county.
Yeah, it might,
No, it was through the Calio revitalization.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
that's
not this, yeah,
program.
not the
And
one,
he-
we're
that-
talking about the 2 grants we have for EDC.
I know, but I think he may have been told to reach out to you mistakenly by someone to ask about that. Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, well, you have his information.
Yeah, I'll follow back up.
Back up with him to see if that's what he wants,
Yeah.
but, you know, based on what he
Drew,
said.
maybe you and I can we find out what's available in that?
Yeah, Bob, you have the information on that?
I do.
Yes, you do. We got that from Ellen Kirby.
How about,
We know
Bobby, how about if
exactly
I guess just get him to you directly? I'll just chat with him and just let him know that they're, you know, that.
He's already been in contact with Bob, and yeah.
with-
Oh, did you tell
He's
him?
already talked to him.
Yeah,
Yes.
At the time I talked to him, he had just finished talking to Lisa and he was looking to make it a complete workforce housing units.
Oh.
Now it sounds like.
Oh, that's totally different.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's totally different.
But I'll look for the sheet. That's not to be, that's for our consumption, right?
Right, that, what she gave me was right, but it's got the balance in it, and then it's got the criteria, which definitely need to be updated. No one's been issued no one's got a loan on that for a while.
No.
That's the one we have to figure out, like chasing
Yeah.
some of the money and stuff. That's the one I was talking
Yeah,
about.
well, we have I think we had 2 that was outstanding
Yeah,
loans.
there's a
That
couple
was,
outstanding.
yeah, it was only 2.
Chasing them,
yeah, but other than that, I mean, right now it's 2024 and $5,000 is like $5.
Yeah.
For building.
Yeah, yeah. And the only other thing I had, Robert, was that regarding the heritage for First Baptist, did that guy ever get with Algeria and you?
I'm talking to Algeria tomorrow.
Okay, great,
We've
Oh,
been
good.
chasing phone calls and then we locked the date for tomorrow at 2 p.m.
excellent, thank you.
Cool. Well, I got nothing in Commissioner Corner. I got stuff in new business and current projects, but there's, this mystery barn has been completed in my district and I'm still not sure what it's for and I can't find out, but that's okay.
There's a
Sometimes
mystery barn?
It's not really a mystery, but yeah, they cleared this land and they put up this barn. It's got some place. Sometimes there's cars there, sometimes there's not. So I'm not sure if it's a private residence that has a barn underneath
Crystal
it.
meth.
They figured out a pretty good space,
I
right?
was thinking,
They're
marijuana.
think John's
they're
right.
gonna be doing something.
John's right.
I think we're live, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, okay, so Commissioner Corner, we're done. All right. Executive Director items.
Yeah, I'll be brief. I have a phone conference call with Algeria tomorrow. So we can finalize the discussion and see when we can get Drew Gerber in. Received this is very interesting and promising, a gentleman by the name of Benjamin Lane. He's the owner of River Wing Guide Services, and he wanted to see how he'd be placed on a do, stay, eat map. So I provided him information.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, our little,
Do, stay, eat
county
map?
map, do, stay, eat map.
Our website has a map.
You go
Oh,
to
cool.
the website, you click on it, it shows you a map of everything that we have around here in the different categories from eating places, activities, and
Or staying places.
staying places.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's great.
This is the first hit we've ever got from it, so it's really, really promising. The word's getting out, so it's really good.
Good.
I sent him the format, the information we need, as soon as he gets to us, I'll get it posted. And finally, I have more kayak brochures for pickup. I know some of you I gave stacks of 100. I'd say my recommendation is give a stack of 100 to a business or give about 50 to business so you could have it there and then people could pick them up in there. After the meeting, come by the car and I'll open the hood or the trunk.
The trunk.
That's all I have.
Very, very good.
All right, current projects. So we are the bus tour, the gentleman, Wayne, that came for the bus tour, he's had meetings with Lisa Hull and her team, yep. Yep, you guys met, what? Oh, I did you again, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're right there, see, I need to put my glasses on. Sorry, Drew.
That's because you're lovable.
Cause you're so quiet.
We're working on finalizing the offer tourism with, Lisa was here, she's been, big help in getting everything in, and they came back with a couple of follow-up questions. And we, have discovered in the middle of all of this that we got board approval on the billboards for 12,000 and change.
12,697.
12,697, but the invoice came back in, it was 12,996, which was still under the 13,200
Right, but we gotta go back and get,
So we gotta
Yeah,
go back to the
yeah.
board and just, like get that motion amended and cleaned
Yeah.
up just for record keeping purposes, but I just wanted to make the.
I'm doing a bit
the-
record, just so we
Yes,
have
I
that.
just wanted to make the commission aware of that, and other than that, that's, we've got the
I think
ITB.
you're doing it up to approve it rather than a.
Yeah, it's a
we-
good lesson learned for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
we-
Because we did have a ceiling, but.
And I know, Dan has asked numerous times about the, boated lodge as well as one at Bridge Creek. We posted that ITB to get bids on having those removed, posted that earlier this week.
Looks good.
So those are due middle of October. So we've been in contact with BMRC, some companies that gave us quotes originally, just so we had a basis for the grant application, so. if you-
Does the board have to approve the lowest bidder on that?
Yes.
So we
They have to be, responsive and responsible. They have to be able to demonstrate they have the ability to do it. So I couldn't put a bid in and get it because I ain't got a clue how to get it.
Right.
But it would have to be somebody.
So it's probably gonna be after December then, before they get it all approved and ready to go.
We're hoping to get the bids in by middle of October and get everything reviewed and taken to them to get some of that moving in.
That'd be great, because I just as a footnote for you, I go down the Lodge Road almost to there, just to drive down there every day, and there are a lot of people, even during the week, that are using that kayak ramp down there.
I've been down there a few times checking, I've seen people using kayak, I see people just hanging out, enjoying it. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the view,
Yep.
and fishing and different things, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we're gonna
nice.
get the parking lot gravelled in better, so that's great.
Up to, and Boy Scouts, I believe, are going to do some maintenance on the brush around the pavilion and trimming that up. And
Oh, wow, that's great.
They, I think my class will do some repairs to the pavilion since they were the ones that.
That's great.
Part of their deal with internally for them is that whatever they put up, they try to maintain.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's great.
That's all.
Okay.
All right, so for the bus tour, Wayne met with Lisa Hull and team to talk about a few things, got some ideas there. He also went to meet with the University of Mary Washington, the historic preservation team there, so they connected, get some more ideas. He's working on a few things and thoughts about how to maybe proceed with that, so that project is moving forward. I went to Fredericksburg, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I guess. I attended a meeting for the VTOPS program. It's a regional, it's a recommended regional, job development. And it focuses on a broad area. So Lisa Hull was there. I agreed to be part of their data team because they have a lot of data that exists on businesses. And one of the ladies that was there she's from the Virginia State Chamber. And she had developed a survey. They were gonna go out and survey businesses for data. And the lady from Go Virginia and another one from VTOP and another one from RTC said, well, look, we have these data, let's compare data first and see what we need. So it's gonna be a good source for us. Jacob was also there, but it'll be a good source for us to take a look at data, and there's good connections to make with some of the folks that are there. So Lisa and I both wanted to see the survey that they were gonna send out. I think right now that survey's on pause because we have data to look at first about what's happening in the different regions, and what resources can be available. Part of that, we discussed again, that grant that is available for businesses if they want to retrain or hire people. So this grant offsets the cost of an intern, so you can get somebody, it's called workplace learning. So that's one of the areas that I think we're gonna try to pursue more, we as a group. And down here, as we start looking at our career and job expos to kind of move in that direction. So I want to get smart, a little bit smarter on that program, and Bob, you're gonna have to get smart, because, again, I can disappear from the group at any time you're here. So those two things were put in the report that went to the Board of Supervisors last month. The bus tour, Go Virginia, VTOPS, the expo, the career expo is on for November 2nd.
Yay.
I met at the school today, we're gonna have it in the J. Rotzi building, so I recognize that it does happen on the same day as the Oyster Fest. It is what it is. The next date was gonna be, I know.
Where's it gonna be held?
It's gonna be held at the high school in the J. Rotzi building, so I'm gonna adjust the flyer. Melissa has graciously contacted someone who is at Norfolk State, who's gonna design a real flyer for us, so I have the information. We're gonna put the information up on the economic development website as well as the school website. I'm putting together a little communication plan so we can get out in the newspapers and on the radio. There's already was an article in the newspaper on the job fair, so.
Yeah.
She said more details will come later, so I'm hoping that she read our submission at the board meeting because it was included in there. So we've already got 3 different organizations that have agreed that they want to participate. Robert is gonna be the one that's leading the collection of the data, so what I'm developing for each of the commissioners is an information sheet for employers. So we're gonna ask you guys to target, we're gonna look at the top 25 businesses in the county, I'm gonna split them up by district, and have you guys reach out to those businesses to see if they can be there. And then also pick different flavors of business from each of the neighborhoods, right, each of the communities, so that we can have a smattering. I'm not sure how many people we can really fit in there. I think if we got 20 to 30, it might be a little tight. So we're gonna set a cutoff date of the middle of October to collect all the information that we need from the people that wanna be there. We've got Rappahannock Community College wants to be there, the Bay Consortium team wants to be there. Excuse me, the VTOPS lady wants to be there. So I'm also sensitive to having too many outside groups come in, because then we don't have enough room for our folks. So, if they come, they may just come and not have a table. It may be, something that they do just to come along, and learn more about our area. I know we're gonna have a table there that's gonna solicit volunteers for mentoring and job coaching for kids at the school. So I know, Robert, you and I have been trying to connect with the lady from the Department of Social Services, because we wanna make sure we get those folks there. We have permission now. We're gonna have some anonymous donations of gifts for raffles. There's gonna be a raffle once an hour, and we're gonna have a raffle for kids. The library is gonna provide some free books so that we can have a kids raffle. We're gonna get some pages out of coloring books and little crayons, and have like little kids corner, so if people come looking for jobs, they can bring their little ones. We're gonna have donuts and, well, maybe not donuts. Well, maybe, I don't know if people eat more. We'll have coffee and tea and I guess milk. And we're gonna have a section there where if employers wanna conduct on-site interviews, they can. So there's gonna be a separate section if people wanna do that. So that's moving along well, I think. And now it's just a matter of just like putting all the blocks in place. And then we're also gonna start thinking about what we wanna do for the spring. It's gonna be a little bit different than this one. So it is on for November 2nd. I'm gonna be over there. We'll talk about this in October again too, but I'm gonna be over there November 1st in the late evening to set up. So if anyone's available that night to help set up and get everything laid out, that would be appreciated. But again, we'll talk about that a little more. So you guys are gonna each get a listing of what I think are the top 25 in your area, and then approach different businesses. You don't have to take any information from them, give them the flyer, chat them up. Robert's gonna be keeping the master spreadsheet so that we have one authoritative source of information.
Good.
And we know, we can see how many we have, because if it starts getting to be, if there seems to be more interest than we have space, we're gonna have to like cut it off. And so at this point, what we're gonna ask you guys to do is collect people who might be interested in going, and then we can kind of filter through it. So we've got the flyer, we've got the communication strategy, we've got a sheet that's gonna be there for employers. We're probably gonna get some, make up some posters and put them like at the dump and put them around in different places. Again, connect with social services, make sure I wanna get it on the radio as often as possible and in the newspapers every week, so that we have people that are interested in coming along. The school's gonna push it out through their channels. They're gonna put it on their Facebook page. We're gonna put it on the economic development site, and then just spread the word as we go.
How many businesses do you think because we don't wanna tell them that we can do this and then we can't get them in there.
I know, that's why I think what we're gonna do is go out and say, would you be interested?
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is, the sheet will say, look, if you're interested, let us know, and then we'll have to go back, so what
Because this was for Northumberland only.
it's only Northumberland.
Okay,
It's
because you
only
said that RCC,
They wanna, I think she wants to come just to see like how things go. They've got a program where they reach out. She wanted to have a job fair in this area. They're not coming to recruit candidates,
okay,
right? They're not coming to recruit people to go to college. The Bay Consortium, they don't wanna come for that. I think they're interested in coming to see how it goes. So we're gonna have to be very judicious in assigning tables to people that are from outside the area, because there's not a whole lot of tables. So the priority is gonna be for employers that are in the area. Yes.
so it was really a mega protein food line.
Right, it's
Some
gonna
of
be
the
maybe
health, what is it?
health people.
Yeah. What is it?
And then, different bon secours, et cetera.
Angel.
Tiffany Otts is right now expressed an interest in coming. We've got I think the sheriff's department, EMS, the library wants to be there. So there's already people that are kind of interested, and that's already 5, right? And if we've got 20, I think we might, depending on how the tables are set up, we might be able to get a few more than that, but I don't want to get it too big, because then if it gets unwieldy, we can't manage it. It needs to be a success. And hopefully I think the bigger thing is to get the people there that want the jobs.
Yeah.
That's why I want the raffle. We're gonna have a raffle once an hour, maybe it'll get people to come.
Did somebody talk to Joey Allison at Heart Ace, because they still have a big help wanting to sign up.
Yeah, they do. They're struggling.
So again, I haven't talked, right?
I mentioned that to Lynn.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
the commissioners are gonna reach out to the businesses that are in their area, and then we're gonna Robert's gonna be the collection point, and I would say, Robert, when we get up to 20 on the spreadsheet, then we've gotta start looking and
Start calling
see,
them out.
and start, and like, see who's interested versus who's really like interested, like gonna show up kind of thing.
Right.
Because we don't wanna oversell it and not have enough room for people, and also don't have nobody there, so. And then the VTOPS lady, Antoinette Jenkins, she is at University of Mary Washington. She has a information session that she can do. I'm gonna ask her to come in January when it's a little bit slow. It's almost like a qualification session, so if any business does want the loan to try to offset the cost, or excuse me, the grant, to offset the cost of either retraining someone or hiring an intern, they have to go through like a little training program first, so they can qualify for getting the grant. And she does a training session where she'll come down here and the businesses can have like, we can have an afternoon coffee session. That will help them with understanding what the program is, and that qualifies them as their training session. So I'm gonna work with her, we're gonna try to get that down here in the January timeframe. So one of the things that we'll do when we get these employers at the job fair is to see if they'd be interested in something like that. And then we can have a list of people, so she can come down here one afternoon and we can have that coffee. I picked January only because it may be a little bit of a slower time for some of the businesses down here. So they'd be much more likely to be able to participate.
Yeah, smart.
So if we can get, one or two people that can maybe qualify for one of those grants, then the word can kind of spread, for, training assistants or retraining. And, like Lynn had mentioned, it's getting people maybe, qualified in cosmetology or welding or something. So that's where we're at with the Career and Job Expo, and we're already thinking about what we're gonna be doing in the spring, but we wanna get through this one first. So that's, I think, all I have in current projects.
Can I just, real quick, before you finish up, just, because I was finding a Kidney Stone didn't make the Omega Tour, did we learn anything
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Oh,
different?
yeah, ton of stuff.
A
They don't
lot.
have any problem recruiting.
Absolutely.
They got no problem with workforce.
And it's because of probably paying benefits.
Yeah.
They're paying good.
Good.
They're taking care of
Benefits,
their
yeah,
people.
and even on the boat, what is
Would
it,
you
70,000
say they're
a year,
approaching-
so.
That's great.
Potentially approaching issues with workforce, some of the skilled laborers that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got
they
like,
said that. Yeah, absolutely.
a couple people that have been there for a really long time and they don't have a backfill, but there's not enough work right now. Yeah, it was a great tour.
I really
They've
appreciate
got
it.
capacity planning problem.
Yeah, it was really good.
Right,
And they said they have a work ethic issue as well, with people that they talk to.
yes, and that's right at the gate.
Applicants.
Yeah.
Spoke with them
Yeah.
again Saturday night,
Yeah.
Monday.
Wow.
I do have an alibi before we get to new business.
Yeah.
We're talking about some meeting with some January. We did update the discovery sessions, and it's posted on our SharePoint area, so you guys can look at that. We've already planned out who we want to attend.
So this is you're right, we proposed the discovery sessions for pretty much the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have to do a sit down and figure out what we learned in the discovery sessions, where we wanna go. So take a look at that.
Oh, look at you, you put another folder.
And yep, there's more folders on the shared drive, so again, there's nothing there that's being withheld from the public. It is a workspace
Our
for
workspace.
us to look at documents before they go live. So it's just a very notional look at what we think is the right cadence and the right look for discovery sessions based on what else might be happening. So take a look at that, and if you have any input, please give it to Robert. Thank you. And that's where I'm also gonna put we're gonna keep the spreadsheet, we're gonna keep everything for the career fair there, that's the interest area stuff. Flyers and everything, they'll go public, but to keep everything in one authoritative location, that's where we're gonna put it. All right. Any new business?
He's for the planning commission.
I know, but he might have something, he hasn't spoken at all. All right, any new business, anyone? Okay. We have no citizens in the room, so we have no citizen engagement.
No citizens online.
We're boring now. Actually, no.
How about illegal immigrants?
Yeah. All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Don't eat pets.
So moved.
Maurice moved to adjourn, who second? Okay.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Well, yeah. I-